Citizen Television.
Greetings and welcome to another episode of the Planetary Persuader. I am KozMcKev, your host, and this is for the weekend beginning October 3rd, 2014. So, what happens this week? Well, so many things. One of the big deals this week is that we have Mercury going retrograde. Well, that's why I had to do this takeover again. So, I mean, Mercury's in Scorpio, and it's about 2 degrees Scorpio, and it's going to go retrograde, and it's not going to be back in 2 degrees Scorpio again until around November 8th. It will go direct, though, on the 25th, Saturday the 25th. So it goes retrograde this Saturday the 4th at 10:02 a.m., and then it goes direct on the 25th, which is also a Saturday, at 12:17 in the p.m. So you got 3 weeks. It's not too bad for a Mercury retrograde period. And what I will say about this is that we also have a full moon this week, folks. This full moon is rocking the nakshatra of Reviti, and Reviti is the last nakshatra of the 27 nakshatras in the Vedic horoscope, so to speak. The Jyotishis would go with that. And so what we're looking at here is its symbol is a fish, and it's also about letting go of things too, so that we can have a newness. There's an intelligence to it, though. You know, it's sub-ruled by Mercury, and Mercury's in this retrograde position while we have this full moon. So I would say this is a significant moon. And there's a spirit of generosity and surprise. And, you know, in Western astrology, this is a full moon in Aries. Vedic astrology, it's a full moon in Pisces. So this full moon in Aries can be a very violent full moon. But it also could be a groundbreaking moon where we initiate things. Here's the other deal, folks. This is an eclipse. This is not just an ordinary full moon. This is an eclipse. And it's a blood moon. The moon's going to reflect on the earth, and there's going to be this orangish tinge to it. And that's huge. And Uranus is also in Aries, and it's conjoining the moon. So, which adds an element of surprise and a trickster kind of energy. So we don't know exactly what we're going to get from this. There could be an earthquake. There could be some very unusual weather that we haven't seen in a long time, where everything switches around, suddenly people in Fresno are in boats because it rained so hard. I mean, that would be, boy, wouldn't that be a kick? I wish that would happen, but I can't say for sure. But, something dramatic and bold like that could happen with this full moon. So I want you to keep in mind in that. And, in Western astrology, we would say, you got the North Node, you've got Libra in Libra, you've got the Sun in Libra, you got Venus in Libra. So there's this focus on romance and sweetness and niceties and getting together with people. And I mean, this is an eclipse, and folks, strange things happens on eclipse. Some relationships you may have to eclipse out of your life, because you get a revelation, this is not working. I'm not moving forward in this. I need to move forward. So fasten your safety belt. Here we go, sign by sign for the Planetary Persuader. Greetings, Aries. Welcome to your horoscope. So this is what I'm seeing right now. You're in a place where negotiation and relationships is your primary focus. when there's nothing in the 7th house, you're open to love. You know, when something's in your 7th house, there's something involved in your love life, you know, and when we see Ketu there, or the South Node there, we would say that this placement that you're coming from is dealing with past life stuff in your relationship. Most of us, really, a lot of our relationships are working out karma, so don't be so surprised about this. Mars in Sagittarius really helps because it's like, let's take on a higher philosophy. Let's go someplace we've never gone before. Let's learn something that might be difficult that we were never able to learn or master before. You're also getting support from Jupiter and Leo. It's like, how can I expand my creativity, my own playfulness, my own ability to claim my own leadership, to be a better father if you're a male that has children. These are all the things that Aries should be working on this week, and there's no shame in that. Well, greetings, Taurus, and welcome to your horoscope. So, one of the things I was thinking about, since we're starting the weekend with Moon in Aquarius up in your midheaven, is where and how do you manifest? How do you work? What's your career life like? Libra lives in your 6th house. Okay. 6th house is a house of health issues. It's a house of charitable causes. It's a house of where we can work and service others, maybe make a little money, but we improve our karma, because 6th house is opposite of the 12th. So what happens when you get a full moon in your 12th house? Well, man, the psychic radar is off the hook. You know, so Taurus, your psychic radar is going. And there's things you have to be prepared for and understand. And the things that Uranus delivers, I don't care who you are, what you are, they never are things you're prepared for. All right? And so I think the other thing we can think about is Saturn in Scorpio making its last round, is that you know about what's worthwhile in your relationship or what you need to get rid of. And so whatever you haven't been able to deal with in this negotiation process in your own life, well, you will, you know, your ego will definitely pay for it this winter or December when Saturn goes into Sagittarius. So, you know, take care of stuff in the relationship field while you can. And beyond that, you know, after the full moon, when we get over to the 9th, the moon will be in Taurus that day, and we'll be kind of regrouping and settling down from what we'd been through earlier that week. Well, hello, Gemini, and welcome to your horoscope. So, Mercury ruled sign with Mercury retrograde. I mean, this is danger Will Robinson all the way. And that's only for you old school people that were subject to the idiocy of Lost in Space. Oh, it was a good move. Oh, let's see. Gemini, Libra time is a time where the sun's passing through the 5th house. The 5th house is about creative expression. It's about children. It's about playfulness. It's about moving into your more professional career life, because there's this like Leo-like royalty associated with it. And it's a place where sometimes we have love affairs too, because we're in our heart space. We're doing things we like to do in the 5th house. We're having fun. So that's, you know, that's some good news. Communication and conversation always expanded with you, with Jupiter transiting the 3rd house during this period. Now, so we've got Mercury in your 6th house going retrograde. It's kind of like you drank a little bit too much at Oktoberfest. Maybe you smoked a little bit too much herb, or you got involved in a drug that you should never have gotten involved with, or ate too much sugar, too much caffeine, things that affect the kidneys, and suddenly you're in a health crisis and you don't know why. You know, you might have to go through something over the next 3 weeks till you resolve that. Just focus on, you know, the health issue, the charitable cause you're working for, or, your own workplace where you're providing a service, because that's really who needs and what needs your energy at this time. And yeah, you might be able to find a little loving might come in at that. I mean, we got Venus in the 5th house. You have a reputation for enjoying love, I mean, sometimes you have a reputation for enjoying love from one person and then going to another person, but we won't get into that. We're just going to, say, hey, it's a fun time. Well, hello, Cancer. And have you been waiting for me? Well, I've been waiting for you. Been waiting to give this horoscope to you. So this is what's going on. You got this big, fat, full Aries moon Tuesday night, Wednesday morning. And Pacific Daylight Time we're talking here, folks, too. Because I know this is like seen in Brunei and all other places. So you need to transpose your own time frame to know where this is. Nobody wants to feel threatened. Nobody wants to feel that any sense of violence, but you realize that in your own career, it takes a pioneering move just to get out there in front of other people. And so, the full moon is partly about you busting a move publicly. Like, hey, I want to surprise somebody with something good, hopefully. Or it could be just some upset that occurs at the workplace. I don't know. Have your pick. I mean, we're lucky here on West Coast time that most of the people are going to be asleep during this eclipse full moon, because there's a lot of times there's earthquakes associated with these eclipses. And when I see Uranus there, I get, oh, whoa, so it's you. Oh my gosh, you might want to shake things up a bit. Yeah. And then when you see Uranus being trined by Jupiter, it's like, yeah, I'm going to shake it up in a big way. It can blow up even more. So and then there's Mars. And Mars is all about, in trine too, it's like, hey, this is action, this is impatience, this is violence. This is, this is really physical stuff. So we have to kind of gear ourselves to know that, we have to be able to expect anything at any time. Libra time, it's about building your tribe, building your family, honoring your parents, including them in your situations, working things out on that level with them. So, continue to love your tribe. Well, greetings, Leo, and welcome to your horoscope. Okay. So with you, we've got this situation where you're going through a period of personal growth. And part of it, especially if you're in the first half of Leo, is leading to good fortune. Like, your life is getting better. I see you. You're happy. Things you thought you couldn't have, you're getting them. And they're getting better. And so this is a joy. It's a good thing to share. Everyone has their own problem or difficulty. It's not like you're clean out of the water and everything's great. I mean, you still got Saturn transiting your 4th house. There's some issues, some problems in the home life that really need to be moved in order for you to have all that you need. Full moon in Aries, not such a bad thing for you. I'd say of all the signs, Leo's could get something very lucky, something surprising, something inspirational, something very fortunate can happen out of all of this. Now, Libra time is more about the environment. It's about your neighborhood and your neighbors and close friends that you know, and communicating, gaining information, dispensing it, bringing it back and forth, bringing it in a way that's real. With Mercury retrograde, some of that information may have to be gone over again. So just a little forewarning there, Leo. You want to know about that. And I think there's a place right now with Mars and Sagittarius in the 5th house where it's easier for you to have fun by being physical, whether that's dancing, or mud wrestling, or visiting volcano mountaintops. I don't know, but have a good time doing it. Well, greetings, Virgo, and welcome to your horoscope. So, for Virgo, Libra time represents the 2nd house. And the 2nd house is about our relationship to material things. It's about how we take care of our neck and our mouth and our ears and our throat. And it's about how we relate to food, how we relate to sound and voice, music. And it's really the house of our values. And sometimes a lot of family issues come into the second house as well. Because, family's always trying to get at your resources if you got them. And, Jupiter has been in your 12th house. And so there's like this kind of psychic enlightenment where Virgo's more like going the way of the priest and the nun right now. They're like, all this materialistic BS isn't getting us very far. But Libra kind of encourages us to indulge in the earthly things, relationships, sweets, all those kind of things. And so, there's a desire for luxury. There's a desire for sweetness with Venus and the North Node as well as the Sun here. But once we get over into the full moon in the 8th house, it's about transformation, letting go. You can't control anything. Other people are going to control the shots, and you're going to have to be good with that, even if it's just on a temporary level. There's a level of shock, and it could be a very sexy moon too, because the 8th house is about sex. And so some Virgos may let their discrimination shield down for a little bit and suddenly found themselves head over heels in an entanglement of some sort. Oh, how we love those entanglements. Let's see. Next. Greetings, Libra. Welcome to your horoscope. And by the way, happy birthday for you Libras having it this week. So, we're starting out the weekend really nice with the moon in Aquarius, and the moon's floating through your 5th house right now. So this is happy for Friday and Saturday. It's happy, play, get into your heart, enjoy your children if you have children. Just have fun and playfulness land, or have a love affair, or make the love you're with like a love affair. And let the good times roll, claim your own leadership, be a better dad, all those kind of things. Okay. So, we move on later on into the week, and we get to this full moon thing Tuesday night, Wednesday. And there's this feeling like, wow, I could fall in love. I want to feel a relationship like this that has so much feeling and has such a charge with Uranus there in the background. So you're moving into this place of engagement's important. We have to make this compromise so we can get together and do this thing. And especially with North Node in your 1st house, there's this whole situation where your desire is really amplified. But since South Node is in your 7th house, be forewarned, Libra, any relationship you get into in this next year or so, it's going to have a lot of karma attached to it. Okay? And sometimes that's why we get in relationships anyhow, to work out our karma. So, I'm not saying be scared, be afraid, be very afraid. I'm just saying, well, you're going to step into it if you do. Well, hello, Scorpio, and welcome to your horoscope. So, it's like Libra time is like enter the darkness. We don't know what's going on, really. These people out there, they're pretending like everything's nice. But we know there's an undercurrent of this. We know that they have ulterior motives as Scorpios. We feel like karma can be dangerous, whether it's good karma or bad karma. It doesn't seem to matter because it's dealing with consequences. And so if we had consequences from a love affair, we might think it's all done in secret with Venus there, but we might get found out, and oh boy, will we be in trouble then. When you have the North Node going through your 12th house, it's like, I want to improve my karma. So Scorpios are trying to work on their karma. Say, I really want to do something good so I don't have to deal with all this heavy, yucky stuff. And I've had to deal a lot of it lately because I've had Saturn in my 1st house for 2 years now. And so, that's a big task, a cleanup. And pay attention to your dreams. Pay attention to your intuition. Realize that through love and generosity, you can make good karma. When we look at the sun as an illuminary floating through your 12th house, one of the things it says is do something of a sattvic nature. Do something of a higher quality to help the world. And this is a good remedy for you right now, Scorpio. You've had heavy things to deal with Saturn in the first house. You know, it's like you've had to mature, you've had to get rid of things, there's not as much luxuries, not as much fun, and Mercury goes retrograde, so all these things you thought you knew about, well, they're going to end up going in your 12th house, and it'll just be another thing to iron out or figure out. Let's see about Mars. Mars in the second house, folks. Yes. We love Mars, okay? And it keeps us moving as Scorpios. Mars in the second house is having the right tool to get the right tool job done, you know, right tool for the right job. And being, you know, sell what isn't working for you. If you don't feel like you need the protection of a gun, sell it, get rid of it, you know, have the money instead. We've got transformation in your own environment. We've got a lot of psychic awareness. And like the full moon, it's not a good night for you, Scorpio, to go out and party. I mean, really, it might make you sick. I would say just lay low, take care of the stuff right there in front of you. And, you know, go back to dreaming. Get more rest, you know. Spend more time in bed. You know, Libra time is exhausting to you. And you'll get a resurgence of energy when we get into Scorpio time in a few more weeks. Yeah, it's not so bad. Not even that long. Well, hello, Sagittarius, and welcome to your horoscope. So, you got Mars in the first house. So you're kind of full of energy. You're ready to go. It's like the game is on. I'm on with it. You know, whether it's soccer, football, World Series, you know, you're right there, ready for the game. And you feel like you can act independently and everything's going to work out great. Now, you've had to deal with some heavy karma the last couple of years. There's been some serious stuff in your life. But this Libra time is mostly a social time for you. You got Sun, North Node in your 11th house, sort of a party position. Venus is there. You might even meet a lover while you're at the party. And, yeah, whether that's a new lover or a past lover, I don't know. And, but interface with that is being creative on an instinctual level with the South Node there. Finding your creative inspiration and surprising yourself with Uranus over there. And then the moon, when it gets full, going through your 5th house, it's like, that's going to be a fun night. I mean, for Sagittarius, it could be a rage. It could be quite a party. So you might just want to enjoy yourself and be there. And knowing that Jupiter is transiting through your 9th house, the things you love, philosophy, travel, higher education, all that's way more available to you. Well, greetings Capricorn, and welcome to your horoscope. So here you are, an Earth sign in Libra time. Well, Libra rules your midheaven. Libra rules your career house. Libra rules your talents and skills and the way the public sees you. So right now, you're really hungry for public approval. And what you might have done to your family, which is where the full moon's going to be. I mean, this is the full moon that can really knock a Capricorn socks off. Yeah. What is the foundation of your reputation is what happens on that full moon. So if you burn family members, oh man, boy did you make bad karma for yourself. And you're expecting to make it in public? Woo! Lordy. You know, get back. Because you have to honor that family. You have to honor your mother. You have to pay the piper for all those things. Now, fortunately, you've got Saturn in the 11th house, so you've got some people that are a little bit mature that may have been helping you. But even then, if you let things go and burn them, there may not be anybody to bail you out. So it's really important right now that you express guided leadership, because you got some secret enemies. You know, there seems to be some activity of someone that wasn't pleased or they misunderstood something you did. I don't know what it is, but You know, you got a few weeks where you're going to have to quietly resolve it. You know, you may have subconscious anger that you're not able to express that's causing you some problems too. Okay. Well, greetings Aquarius and welcome to your horoscope. So what do we see here? Well, this is the time for you to rise up and take a risk, take a chance, because you're luckier than usual during this period. You're looking good and responsible at the workplace. The full moon in Aries is going to affect your immediate environment, so people might be going crazy all around you, but you're going to get some new inspiration, some new information that's going to inspire you and take you to another place. And it's also the full moon's a good time to connect with your siblings and friends from a long time ago. In this particular case, you know, people that know you really well. And I mean, enjoy the weekend. I mean, Friday and Saturday, the moon's in your sign. You're going to be loving it. You're going to be feeling a good vibe, and hopefully you can be the voice of reason and sanity while everyone else is losing their minds like lunatics. Well, greetings Pisces and welcome to your horoscope. So, as we wrap things up here, Libra time is about the 8th house for you, and that's transformation. So you've been going through a lot of transformation lately, and I've heard some of you say you really feel like you need a vacation or a break. And it's like things have happened around you where you feel disempowered. Truth? Right. Okay. What about this full moon? Well, this full moon could actually end up making you a little bit of money. You might actually be able to take advantage of the lunatic fringe and get people to buy something spontaneously, whether they're your full moon cupcakes or, you know, this special superhero pantyhose. I'm not really sure, but something's going to work for you. And but this is not like a particularly easy time for you because you're dealing with desires and other people's stuff. You might be responsible for other people's things. And, you know, just, it's all about love. You know, be loving towards yourself during this time. And do things to fortify your own health, your own organizational ability, and live long and prosper. This is KozMcKev with a Cosmic Horoscope here. Show your leadership, Pisces. Look forward to seeing you next week.
Citizen Television.